Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and thank you for joining me for another week of What's for Dinner. Today is Saturday and I'm just kind of cleaning out the fridge and we're doing leftovers tonight plus a little odds and ends just to get things out of the fridge. So I'll show you what the plates look like when they're finished, and I hope you join me for the rest of the week to show you what we had for dinner.
Tonight for dinner I just made up some vegetables that needed to be cooked in from the fridge, and I had some fish in the freezer that Matt really wanted, but it was a great way to just use up some veggies. I don't really want fish, so I'm gonna try to figure out something else for my entree. But yeah, so it's like sweet potatoes, squash, and then broccoli. So I'm heating up this leftover pasta, like a baked ziti style dish, so I'm gonna go ahead and have that with my plate. So there is how mine turned out. This next night I am prepping to make a chili in my Instant Pot, which I got an Instant Pot for Christmas, so this is the first thing I ever made in it actually. So just went ahead and chopped up some peppers and onions and got those in the Instant Pot on saute mode. So after a few minutes of those sauteing, they are softening up really nicely and getting super steamy. I'm going to go ahead and add in some garlic. This is just the stir-in paste that you can get from the produce section. I actually really like it. It's super easy to add into stuff like this that you're going to be cooking anyway. So I'm just going to stir that in and cook it a little bit longer before I add the rest of my ingredients. Okay, the meat I have are 2 leftover hamburgers. We ate some of these hamburgers over the weekend and it came in a 4-pack, so I had 2 remaining that we didn't eat. So I thought, let me toss these into chili, which really inspired the whole dish. So I'm just chopping up those burgers in saute mode and getting that cooked up before I add the rest of my ingredients, which I've got this chili seasoning. This is just from Aldi, and I'm pretty much just going to follow the instructions on the back and add a bunch of my canned goods, tomatoes. Oh, I've got this Rotel. This was actually a little bit spicy, the chili fixins Rotel, so be careful with that. But here's all the meat cooked up, and I'm going to start opening up some cans. Pulled out a few more here. So I've got the chili seasoning, corn, a couple more cans of that Rotel, some canned beans, you know, all the usual suspects for chili. Okay, and here's how the chili turned out. I went ahead and added some of those cans, and then I think I added some water or broth in there. It turned out a little bit thin, but it did thicken up a little bit as it stood, or as it rested in the pot. So I ended up using 1 can of the Rotel. I did 1 can of the kidney beans, and I did not add the corn or that other can of Rotel. And I'm glad I made this because we ended up having friends stop by and they ate some of it too. So I would highly recommend this. Oh yeah, I used the chili button. I don't know if I already said that, but it was pretty good. I feel like for my first Instant Pot recipe, it was fun.
Hey guys, welcome back to another What's for Dinner. So tonight, let me turn off the vent here. I am just preheating the oven here to do some roasted cauliflower. This is just some cauliflower I already had cut up previously during a meal prep, and I just quickly did olive oil and seasoning on that. The seasoning I used is actually this Kickin' Chicken, which I like it obviously for chicken, but it's great on everything. I need to buy some more. It's really good. Then to go with it, there's my oven. Gonna do sausage and peppers. So I found this, I forget where I got it, maybe Target. It's kind of just one of those random things I picked up for a night like this. It's already after 7 and I just need to get dinner going. So this is fully cooked, which is great. So I'm just gonna heat that up on my griddle there with chopped up peppers and onions. And I do have these whole wheat buns. Sorry, I was snacking a little bit. I was so hungry. I just had some ginger ale and saltines. Let's see, and I do have these whole wheat buns if we want to like cut these up and put them on a bun. I probably won't, but we'll see if Matt wants to do it that way. But anyway, I'm gonna get started on that, and that's gonna be what we have for dinner.
Here are how the finished plates turned out. I just have one sausage and some peppers and onions, cauliflower on the side, and Matt has the exact same thing, just positioned on a bun. I thought this was pretty good. Matt was not a huge fan of the cheddar inside sausage. Alright guys, more peppers sauteing. Can you tell I bought a giant multi-pack or something? So we're doing some peppers and onions, got some mushrooms, we've got some, oh yeah, this was a meal kit that I prepped basically for fajitas. So I promise I don't hate the earth. It's just I need to make myself easy dinner packets sometimes. So I'm doing a mixture here of peppers and onions and the chicken on the grill. There are fajitas topped with lettuce, avocado, salsa verde, cheese, all the fixins. These were great. Here is the next night as I, again, attempt to use up all the peppers and onions that I purchased. So if you can't tell, I've got some coconut milk here, some Thai curry paste. The red kind is my favorite, and I just have a backup jar in case I use it all. Chicken, bell peppers, onions. So we're making chicken Panang, or Panang Curry with chicken. And then Brussels sprouts on the side. We've gone through like a huge Brussels sprout kick, so you will see a ton of Brussels sprouts in my meals upcoming, as well as some white rice. You really can't have curry without white rice. Here are the finished plates with the rice and the chicken curry. And then we did Brussels sprouts on the side in sort of a medium size sharing size bowl as like an appetizer. This is one of my favorite meals. It comes together really quickly, like 25 minutes from start to finish. It's great. You should try it. The next night I went ahead and pulled out some leftover pulled pork and potato salad. I made this, I think we're stretching over another weekend now, so I might have prepped this over the weekend previously, so I'm reheating that in the skillet with some barbecue sauce, and I'm just pulling together a small plate of that. And it looks like a lot of food, but I'm telling you that that's a small plate. So that is dinner for tonight, and Matt did not want the potato salad. He already eaten it, I think, over the weekend when I first made this, so he's having Arby's fries. And I did have some veggies for him to get a square meal there. So you've been watching me cut up some chicken. I'm actually multitasking this pack of chicken. So part of it I'm cutting up and cooking now just in that skillet. We're going to do some Cobb salads. So I just want to cut up a little bit of it for our salads. And then the rest of it I cut into smaller pieces, and I'm going to go ahead and season and marinate those and pop them into a Ziploc bag and put that in the fridge for a later use. So that's a good way to maximize your protein. So here I'm going to go ahead and cut up a bunch of veggies and do our big old entree Cobb salad. I love these. It's a great way to use up any veggies that you have in the fridge that need to get used up. And it's really a hearty salad that we just love it. So this is another one of my go-to recipes. All right, it's a long video, you guys. I'm pulling back out that chicken that I marinated the other day and just gonna grill that up and cook it. Really simple. This is one of the reasons why I help myself out by pre-cutting, pre-marinating, pre-slicing, all that good stuff. So just grilled that up and did more of my Brussels sprouts, just roasted with some balsamic vinegar. And we're going to eat a little bit of it tonight, but then I'm also just going to go ahead and cut it up for our lunches for the next day while I watch my favorite TV show. So there's our little lunches that we're going to go ahead and take. And I think I've cut up an apple here and a few other things. This is not really a lunch video, but just a sneak peek into how I make dinners into lunches and so forth. Next night, I'm just going to make good old beef tacos. This is a standby in our house, and I love it. I know, a lot of people try to stay away from beef because of all that fat, but I think every now and then it's nice to have some true beef tacos. So I do taco seasoning as well as ranch seasoning if you have it. I think it adds a little bit of a zestiness to it. So I'm just heating up the tortillas, and I got this queso fresco on sale, so I'm adding that in there, and there are our regular American style ground beef tacos. So for this next night, I had gone to the store and picked up this salmon. I love fish and salmon, haven't done it in a while. I just kind of have to be in the right mood. Picked up this yellow rice, I haven't had that in a long time as well. And I wanted to use up this baby spinach, so I think I'll just saute it and do some greens. The garlic sauteed spinach recipe from Ina Garten on the Food Network, I just loosely followed it. And here it is all pulled together. I just really sauteed the fish, finished it in the oven, sauteed the spinach, and then cooked the rice according to package instructions.
Hey guys, it is about 6:20 and I'm going to start on dinner. We're just going to have some pork chops. These are just the thicker cut pork chops with salt and pepper on them. And I took them out of the package and put them in this just because I wasn't sure if I need to freeze it. I'm going to make some mashed potatoes. Found a recipe to use the Instant Pot, which I got over Christmas. So I've been trying out different recipes in the Instant Pot. And then just some frozen peas. I've got other veggies, but those are planned for different meals. So I'm just gonna do sweet peas tonight, which I love peas with mashed potatoes as well. So that's gonna be our simple dinner for tonight.
Here are the pork chops all sauteed up, and I did add apples there. I didn't think I mentioned that I did chop up some apple, and I just went ahead and sauteed it and then popped it in the oven. So I'm going to go ahead and release the steam on the potatoes here in my Instant Pot. And I was a little concerned just because I'd never done it before, but I found a recipe. I'll go ahead and link it below, and it worked out really well. I was very happy with it. Here are how the plates turned out. The pork chops, apples, mashed potatoes from the Instant Pot. I give them 2 thumbs up. And the peas that I just cooked in the microwave. This next night, I kept it easy and we made Cuban sandwiches on the griddle. So I just used some of that leftover pork. I had actually frozen it from earlier in the week, and some sliced ham, Swiss cheese, pickles, mustard, and I did sauteed Brussels sprouts. I told you guys we were on a kick. And here's the plates all plated up. The Cuban sandwiches, that's the crust section there. They were really good. I really enjoyed it, and a crispy Brussels sprout I can never deny. So thank you so much for watching another week of What's for Dinner. Please join me next week, and thank you so much for watching. Bye guys.